telling your followers. Okay, cool. So then invite?
Not yet. Hi guys. All right, we have a really special treat today. So excited. We weren't here last week, and thank you guys so much for joining us. Today we're going to do our first split screen, right, Matt? We did one a long time ago, but I think this is our first split screen. So for like a what, like for PTTV.
It feels like it's new.
Yeah. So bear with us if things go kind of awry, but we're going to have Heather Summers on, and she is a mom of 3 girls. And I was introduced her through Instagram to her, and I'm just always so inspired by like her ease and elegance, right, Matt? Like she just does things and it's so effortless, and then I think it's just like one of those things where I follow her and I'm like, I love everything that she does. She just moved from New York to LA,
which is a big deal, and
I just want to kind of get to know her, and I think you guys will love her, and I think she's also going to just kind of tell her about herself and also just like show you how she styles her Parker thatches, which is kind of cool from her house.
Some hellos.
Hi.
Zach says hi.
Hi, Zach. How are you doing? Connecticut.
Well, Philly says hi from DC.
Okay. Hello, DC.
Ellen's Life 71. Hello again from Connecticut.
Yay.
Betsy J. Sadler is here.
Yay, Betsy. Let's go. I think let's invite Sarah.
Hi from
Heather.
Yes. Hi from Chicago.
All right. Hi, Chicago. All right. Let's try this thing and let's roll with it and see what happens. So get Heather on.
It'll take a second.
And we're going to invite her, and then we're going to go on a split screen. So if half my head gets cut off, I think, Matt, please tell. Okay, let's see what happens. All right, Heather. She's going to come on and join us in a second, and then we'll see. Let's learn about Heather. Okay, Matt, did you invite her?
I did.
Okay. Let's see. I think she'll come on in a second. We did this. Okay, I remember we did this once when we were in Italy. Remember?
Should we check again?
Yeah, let's check again. Sorry, guys. See? Look for Heather. What if you invited like another Heather? That would have been so crazy. Okay, there she is.
Right?
Yeah, invite. There we go.
Invite.
All right, let's see what happens. We tested it. Let me see. Let me text Heather and see if this is technical difficulties. Oh my goodness. Did it work?
It says she joined right here. So let's try again, I guess.
Let's see what happens.
It says she's unable to join. So
oh no. Why?
Try again.
Sorry guys. I don't know what's going on
here.
It's
always like this.
It's always like this. It worked perfectly.
Oh,
there she is.
Oh, there it is.
Yay! Woo!
Okay.
Sorry.
Now your head's
We're
cut
like,
off.
Matt's like, yeah, my head's sort of cut off. Okay, great. This is awesome. How are you doing?
Good. How
All
are
right.
you?
Good. And so we've got Heather here, and we're really excited. This is Heather Summers, and we were just chatting about you. And so I told everyone that you just moved from New York to LA, and you have 3 daughters. And just tell us a little bit about yourself and why you do what you do, because we're so curious.
Oh, well, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here. So like Irene said, I'm Heather. I am a mom of 3 girls. My girls are ages 7, 5.5, and 4.
Oh my God.
So they're all about 18 months apart. So we are busy. We are on the move all the time, but it is the best kind of busy. We moved here from New York in August. So we've been in LA for just under a year. We're just kind of like adjusting to West Coast life. And
do you love it? Because you're originally from Texas, right?
Yes, I'm originally from Texas. I am from a really small town in Texas, like 10,000 people small.
Oh my God.
Like lived out in the country. We had horses. We had, a very different experience than LA or New York for sure. We've like hopped around a little bit from Texas, and my husband and I, we've been married almost 10 years. This year will be 10 years.
Oh my God.
Congratulations.
That is so crazy.
I can't believe it when I say it out loud. It like makes me feel so old. Have we been married for 10 years?
You're not old at all.
My God. Well, thanks. I'll take that. But so we lived in Austin for a stint, where my oldest was born, and then we lived in Sacramento, and then New York, and now LA. So LA to stay. That is the plan.
That's the plan.
If all
Okay.
goes according to plan,
Well,
yes. But so far we love it.
I think LA is awesome because it's an in between New York and Texas, maybe, or maybe Northern California. That's the vibe I get a little bit because we're up in Northern California.
Mhm.
And I think LA is like the in between, like there's a lot going on, but then I think it might be a little easier with kids just because you could transfer them in a
Right.
car. I don't know how you did it in New York with 3 kids. Like, I really don't know. Like, that is crazy to me.
I don't know how I did it either, Irene. I really don't. I think you see, I tell people, I think you see the kindness of New Yorkers when you have children and you're by yourself,
Yeah,
because I could
yeah,
pretty much always count on, like, okay, somebody will help me with the stroller down the
yeah,
stairs. Like, I can pretty much count on that.
yeah.
Otherwise, it is a very physical thing to be a
That is
parent of
interesting.
small children in New York City, for sure. So yes, being able to just, and now my kids are a little bit older. So when
Uh,
it's time to get in the car for school or to go somewhere, we'll just say, like, okay, go get in the car, and they'll go get in the car. They can open the door themselves. They can do their buckle. They can. So I'm just like, this is great. It's a
that's
breeze
so
in
awesome.
compare. Yeah. So it's great.
I love 3 girls. I grew up with I have 2 sisters, so there's 3 girls in our house too. So there's no boys, and so it's so interesting for me now because I have a son. So and I never grew up with boys. So I
Yeah.
think it's so interesting. Like it's so interesting.
Yeah. You're
But
like, what do I do with this boy that I have now? Like,
I know we're
I feel like
like
I
we
wouldn't
never
even know
had
what to
boys.
do.
Totally. And so Matt, my husband's always like, he's a boy. Okay, this is what happens with boys. And I'm like, okay, I get it now.
Yeah.
It's so funny. He's a boy, right?
A lot of Texans are wondering which small Texas
Oh, which
town.
small Texas town were you from? Because a lot of Texans are asking.
Man, I love that there are Texans here. Hey, you guys. So I am from Vernon, Texas. It's a town that
Okay,
even a lot of Texans don't know what it is. It's northwest of Dallas. It's
nice.
the closest city that people might know is Wichita Falls. So
Okay,
North
okay.
Texas, like almost to the border of Oklahoma. So pretty far up there. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have to ask you a
Yeah.
question. How did you go from, so when you were in New York, this pre-kids, and then you had kids, how did you decide to take on this crazy, like doing the influencer, being on like Instagram when you have already craziness? I guess I was like, how does she do that? And how does she come to, like, I'm so curious. And you make it so effortless. And also the other thing is all 3 kids, Matt, look so cute. Like, it's so crazy. I'm like, what is going on?
How
Like,
is this possible?
Heather looks so cute. She looks so cool. And then she's got 3 little girls who all like matched. I'm like, what is going on? So, like, how did you decide to do this? I'm so curious. And I'm sure a lot of people are wondering that because a lot of people may be like, hey, I want to try this. What's going, like, how did you do this? It's so interesting.
Yeah. Well, thank you for the kind words.
No, it's
So we moved, we were living in Sacramento. All 3 kids were born. We had everybody. And in 2021 is when we found out that we were going to be moving to New York. So we actually knew for almost an entire year that we were going to be moving there.
wow.
My
Okay.
husband decided to go back to school. So that's what took us out to New York.
Totally.
So in that time, I've been a stay-at-home mom ever since my oldest was born full time.
Amazing.
And, I have always been drawn to creative things. I love photography. I love to like decorate a home. I love fashion, just like the creativity of all of those different types of things. I love to write and curate and I just appreciate, beautiful things and creativity. And so yeah, when I was home with 3 girls, I was always kind of trying to, you're learning a lot of new things about yourself when you're home with kids for the first
By
time,
yourself.
and it's just you, and that has, obviously worked prior, so I had never, you're just thrown into
Yeah.
this totally different life, and
Yeah.
so in that, there's a lot of self discovery and figuring out. I think that happens in that season, and so for me, when we found out that we were going to be moving to New York, I had always thought that starting a blog or doing something of that sort would be really fun, that I would enjoy it.
Yeah.
And so I thought, well, what better time to do that than in New York City? We're going to be kind of having this family adventure that we didn't expect, and never, if you had asked me years ago, would you ever live in New York City, let alone with 3 children, I would say like, well,
You're insane.
I mean, sounds cool, but like,
It
there's no
sounds
reason
crazy.
why we would. Like, I have no idea why would we do that. So I just kind of saw it as this like, um, just this opportunity to kind of flex a creative
Yeah.
muscle and document our time in the city as a family a bit more intentionally, and then also. We were faced with some unique challenges, like figuring out how to live in a 600 square foot apartment with 5 bedrooms.
What?
Yeah, it was crazy. So
600
yeah,
square feet. And how
yeah,
long did you guys stay in that apartment
for
for?
three
What?
years.
Oh,
Oh my God. Okay. I almost knocked my head over. What? Okay. That's amazing. Okay. I'm sure there's so many people who have
Oh
questions.
my,
Like, that is insane. I love that so much.
love.
So you did that for 3 years. And then, so obviously, then you guys were outside of the house a lot.
Oh yes, we were 100%. Like it was, like necessary. And we were very very fortunate to find an apartment on Central Park West, and we kind of
Nice.
got in there during COVID times too, like just after. So there were really good rates and all of these things. So we just kind of found ourselves in this really great spot.
Where
Um,
were you on Central Park West?
we were on the Upper West Side, so we were on like 107 in Central Park West, so pretty far
Oh,
north, almost in
wow. Okay.
Harlem.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Um,
so cool.
it was such a gift to be able to experience that, and even just like, for morale, being a stay-at-home mom and having small kids. So whether you're stay-at-home or not, I mean, having small children, you obviously need an easy place to go outside and just let them play and run. And so Central Park was our backyard, and it was lovely. It was so fun to get to enjoy that as a family. And
Can I
um,
ask you a question? Was the 600 square foot apartment, did it have a room or was it like one big room?
It was 2 bedrooms, so it was a
What?
2-1. Somehow the bedrooms were closets, and I think what
What?
they did was they took. I think it used to be a 1 bedroom, and then they put up a wall in the living room, and so made this like teeny bedroom, and then there was a living, dining, kitchen area, and then another bedroom. So it was. I mean, it was a walk up. We didn't have washer dryer. It was like downstairs. It was. I mean, it was an experience.
Wow. Okay, that's amazing. And then on top of that, oh, that's so cool. Okay, so then you started documenting your life, and then that's like you just like one day you're like, I'm gonna start just taking a photo, or like, how did you? I think a lot of people are always curious, like, how do you start something? Like, and I always say, like, don't make it perfect. Like, it's never going to be perfect where you're going to have the most perfect camera. You're going to have like people helping. Like, you have to just start, right?
Right.
So like, how did you, like, what do you remember when you first started and you're like, how did you do that? I'm so curious.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the funny thing about social media, and I feel like trying to grow on social media, is like you have these two kind of, there are things that work, and there are
Yes.
specific things that you can do that are like proven to bring growth and engagement and all of those things, and then you have just like those that don't try and just happen to grow, and you kind of get lucky with the visibility. So it's just kind of this like all of these components. So I feel like with that, you just kind of have to, at least for me,
Yeah.
I tried to go into it thinking like, okay, this is for me, at least initially,
Yeah.
a creative outlet for me, something I enjoy.
Oh,
And
I
so
love that.
in that, if people are interested, great. Like if not, like I tried to just not really have expectations for it, other
Yeah.
than I'm just gonna be authentic and share what I'm genuinely loving or using or doing or whatever it is. And I'm not gonna live my life for Instagram. Instagram is
Yeah.
really like a natural extension of what we're already doing. If people are interested in that, awesome. That's so fun, and I'm grateful. If not, then that's just wasn't meant to be. But I do feel like being consistent is really important, and also just be authentic. It sounds kind of cheesy and
No.
and
And I think that's why
a
I'm
little
so
too simple,
attracted
but
to you. Yeah, and I
well,
think that's why I'm so attracted to, like, when I first, Betsy, I think, was the first person to introduce me to you on Instagram.
mhm.
And it, like, you see, you get introduced to so many people, but like, I was so attracted to what you were doing, and I started following you, and it's because you're so authentic and you're so yourself. And I think what you said was so important, I think, as a mom, is that you said, this is for me, you know, like I'm doing this and this is what I'm, and I feel like a lot of moms sometimes like, they don't take the time. Like you always feel so guilty when, even if you're like, I'm going to go get my hair done. And
Yeah.
and like things like that. And you're like, you're rushing and you feel so bad. Like, oh my God. But like, I don't think anybody cares at home that you were gone for 2 hours. You know, like you're the one that's thinking like, oh my God, I feel so bad that I'm taking 2 hours out of my day to do something good for myself. And I think it's so important to do that actually every day. It makes what you do as a mom and how you interact with your kids and how you bring yourself to the day, I think so much better, honestly. And I love that you said that, because it's so good to say that, you know, like I do this for me, and really authentic about what I'm doing. And this is my life today.
Yeah. I 100% agree with you. I mean, it's finding ways to fill your cup, you know, and especially, yeah, as a mom. I mean, I know that's not everybody, like at least from my own personal experience, you're pouring out so much for your kids and for you know, to just keep things in line. You're carrying so much in your mind all the time. You know, so there's so much going on. So if you can find something, and I think it's important too to like find something that kind of sparks that in you, that feels like for you, that doesn't even necessarily have like a that you're not trying to monetize, or you're not trying to like do, you know what I mean, so that it's the truest, you know, like version of yourself enjoying that thing, if that makes sense.
I love that. I love that so much. Hey, Matt, do we have any questions out there? If anybody has questions for Heather, please ask us. Don't be shy. She's amazing. And
So
like,
sweet.
it's just the juggling, and like, I don't know how you, first of all, you have such great style. I love it because it's so simple. It's so relatable, but it's so like cool and effortless. Like you just looks like you threw it on, but it looks amazing.
Thank
But
you.
then I think what's so fascinating is then you bring it into I love how you make flower arrangements in your house. I really follow you every day because I love it so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's the same attitude that you bring into your flower making, and like how you decorate your home. It's all the same kind of just, oh, I kind of found this off the street, or I just picked these, you know, but then it's like this amazing flower arrangement. But how do you, like, is it just like, again, is it just like comes out of you? Like, you're just like, okay, this is what I'm doing and this is what I'm feeling right now.
It honestly, yeah, like it's just kind of, it's honestly something that I have tried to lean into a bit more, in the sense that I have always been somebody that has a lot of different interests. I've never been someone that's been like, I want to do this specific thing. I feel like the things that I'm interested in and the things I want to do are constantly changing all the time. And I kind of fought against that for a long time, because I kind of felt like, what's wrong with me that I, you know, can't like stick with something or do this? And but I have found that I am most myself when I'm kind of letting myself explore those things, and kind of trusting that, like, you know, just because I set this one thing down for a bit to try something else, I'll come back around. Like there's kind of at least in myself, there's kind of this natural, like, you know,
I love that
rhythm that kind of comes back. So like with flowers, for example, like I kind of just try not to overthink it, and pick out what I like and put it together in a way that brings me joy, and it's something I want to look at. And it's same for like the way that we, you know, decorate in our home, and you know, nothing, you know, we don't want anything to be too fussy or stuffy or like too on the nose, just kind of like what we like. And I think that if you just kind of go with what you are drawn to, and kind of not overthink it, it's all gonna work. Like it's all gonna kind of work together. I think it's when we kind of start to doubt ourselves and like what we like versus what we maybe see on social media or online or whoever that is great for somebody else, and you love that for them. Like it, you know, I think I don't know, I think there's a difference in like appreciating the way that other things can be done, but it's not necessarily what you are drawn to at your core. So like,
I love that.
With like home and florals and clothing and all of those types of things, I think I have gotten better over time of being able to just not doubt what I'm drawn to. And, you know,
I love that.
It'll stick with me.
I think that comes with like kind of knowing yourself. And I think that takes a little time. And sometimes you have to just put it out there and be like, okay, I'm going to try this. It may or may not work, you know? And I think, but you have to be like, okay with that. And it's cool, you know? So I love that. Matt, do we have any questions here?
There's a couple. A.
Okay.
Davis Design asks, love that. What's your astrology sign?
I think, truthfully, I don't know anything about astrology. I'm going to be honest, but I think I'm an Aries. That you tell me what it is. I'm April 12th. It's my birthday. So, so if you know what it is, I think I'm an Aries though.
Okay. Okay.
Coco's mom,
Coco's mom.
6998 has an observation and a question. She says, it's very important that moms take care of themselves and set good examples for kids, especially the way we present ourselves to the world. And then she asks, how did you survive with 3 children not having a washer dryer in your home?
Oh my God.
I'm going to be honest with you. That was the hardest of all the things about living in New York City with kids in small space and all that. The laundry situation was the hardest.
Okay.
It like even over just logistics of getting around and all of that. The laundry is my least favorite like chore. Like it is the one that if I had the ability and endless resources to have someone come and do one thing for me, it would be the laundry. It's you can ask my husband; he'll
Yeah.
vouch for me.
Yeah.
It takes like all of my discipline to finish the laundry. So that was really hard.
Yeah. Uh-oh. I think, Heather, I think you've gone mute somehow.
Technical difficulty.
That's okay. Somehow.
In the basement, and
Oh my God.
and it was hard, especially with small kids. Like I'd have to bring them with me.
Oh my
and then I ended up. I'll spare you a very long story, but I ended up having a run-in with someone in the laundry room that was not so kind to me, and to the point that I was like, I can't keep going down there. So we found it in our budget. Luckily, there are a lot of like delivery
Small
services, like that kinds of things. Like,
Yeah.
so we found an affordable laundry service. And
Okay.
so like halfway through our time, we did do that. So it was like a wash and fold type situation. That's
brilliant.
We had
Okay.
to, I had like kind of gotten to my break. Maybe that sounds,
No. Oh, I think that's, you got to do what you got to do. But
Man.
it's just those times, well, when I know with having small babies, like there's many accidents. So I don't know how you did that. Like the barfing and like dirty clothes. Like how did you, that's crazy. Wow.
It was. I mean, it was just the like figuring out when we could get down there and do it. And yeah, maybe you go down there and they're all full and you have to go back later. And it was not the easiest thing for sure. But I like to think we're better for it. It was,
That's amazing.
Made us appreciate our washer dryer here in LA
Exactly.
lot more.
Exactly. You appreciate the space,
Yes.
appreciate the laundry dryer. It's just, it's a little, it's much easier.
Oh.
It is a lot easier. And the weather's easier. Like it's tough in New York, even as a single person to begin with. Like
For sure.
life is hard, but I think that's part of living in New York and that's how you get tough.
Yeah.
But I just can't imagine bringing 3 other little tiny people and all that jazz. So hats off to you. And looking like that amazing and fabulous and doing what you're doing.
Gosh.
So that leads me to, it's amazing. So that leads me to a question. Like, do you have a routine that you do? Because obviously you said one thing that strikes me, and I'm a big proponent for it, is like if you have something that you've got like non-negotiables throughout your day. And for me, it's moving and working out is one of them. Mm-hmm. So you were just saying for you, it's being consistent with what you're doing just as, on Instagram. So how do you balance? Like, do you have like a thing that you do in the morning to get everybody ready? And then obviously everyone has their schedules, but do you have something you do in the morning? I'm curious.
So this morning routines are interesting because this is the first year that I had any kids in school. We did homeschool. Like my oldest is finishing first grade now. So we did kindergarten at home in New York because we knew we were moving. And so this year has been like the school drop off rush and all of that is new to me. And yeah, so that has been, we're coming up on summer and I'm so excited to not have to rush out the door. But in the morning, I mean, during a school week, it is very much a mad dash to get out the door. I wish I had some sort of like, this is what we do and this, but like we just don't. I mean, one thing two things that set my day on the right track
Okay.
Well, maybe 3.
Okay.
I have to wake up before my kids. Like it is waking up before them, and on a good day, I mean, I could need a full hour to just sit in bed and drink my coffee. Like I'm not really doing anything productive during that time. I just need to like come
That's awesome.
to a little bit
Okay.
before
Love
everyone's awake.
that.
And so that has been huge. I can tell when I don't do that
Okay.
it just helps me wake up on the right side of the bed if I do that. And then I have to take a shower and get dressed. Like
Love that.
I found that if I, say that and I don't do this before school drop off, mind you. I am not someone who's like showered and dressed and ready to go at 7:30 in the morning. Like absolutely not. I'm wearing my pajamas with a jacket over it, and we're running out the door, and
I hear you.
my teeth. But when we get home, my youngest is still home with me. And when we get home, then I can kind of take care of the tornado that was left behind in the morning, getting out the door and take a shower, maybe have a little more coffee and get dressed. Even if I'm gonna exercise later in the day, like I have to take a shower and get dressed. Otherwise, even if I'm showering and putting workout clothes on, maybe that sounds silly, but
Yeah.
I have to do that because I feel like it just sets me up
I love that.
to be able to like feel ready for whatever it is that I'm gonna do. So that's been huge for me, for sure. Is making sure
But it's having the 1 hour before. See, again, I think that's so, I love that. It's like you telling everyone it's so important to have your time, like your time in the morning. And there's a non-negotiable where it's like, I have to take a shower and I have to get dressed, And I think that's what sets everything. And that's what gives you I think the confidence to go throughout your day and feel good about yourself. Because I think if you don't feel good about yourself, and that's why I'm such a big proponent for getting dressed. I think it's so important. And it sounds so silly sometimes to people, but that's what we do. I was like, this is what I feel like this is like, for me, it's so important to get that message across too. It's like, you have to get dressed. And you could do it really simple. And I think this is what I'm so excited about is I would love for you to show us, like, first, you make the bags look so amazing. So thank you for making them look so amazing.
The bags are amazing, so that's easy to do.
Well, you make them look amazing. And then second, I feel like you sort of do have you have ways you put things together that I think you could really help a lot of people in terms of let's just look at it this way. And you could do this so quickly and so effortlessly, but then look like you're fully dressed and so nice. So I would love to, I know that there's some bags that you have. I think you have the Jane, which is the bigger bag in the tan color. And I think it's in the Croco. I remember that was the first bag we had. I think that was one of them.
Yep, that's one I have. I don't have that one out right now.
No. But
I'll grab them. I do have the Jane in the broken in.
Yes, that's the broken in. Yep.
There we go.
And then and you have the East. You have the coolest bag. So the East-West one you have.
Yes.
And then I believe you have the red lily bag, which is the bag inside the bag. I love it so much.
Inside the bag.
And I love that you wear the jewelry. I think that looks always so amazing on you. And I just love that necklace on you. It looks so good. So good.
Let me say, I know everyone knows that you guys have amazing bags. If you the jewelry, I have to tell you, is so quality. It is something I'll tell you. Something that I appreciate about all the jewelry that I have of yours is that it's sturdy and it's heavy in a good way. It's not heavy in a there's weight to it, and I feel like that speaks to the quality of it, and that's something that I really appreciate. You can pick this up and there's weight to it. You know what I mean? It's not like a hollow bangle.
God, thank you so much.
So for what that's worth, that really makes a difference because I've tried a lot of jewelry and I've tried a lot of things, and that's something I really appreciate about your jewelry is that it's super quality, and I love that it feels like there's a lot to it.
I love it.
I just had to say that.
Well, thank you for saying that because it's so funny because we're working on new jewelry. And I think we were talking about it, and I said that's a non-negotiable. It has to feel not too heavy. Obviously, you're not, but it has to feel have a little gravitas to it because, I feel like there's so, like, I don't want it to feel tinny, like this is hollow, or what am I wearing? And so thank you so much for picking up on that, because that was seriously, we had a good conversation about that yesterday. So thank you.
You are executing. It is like, it really, it's one of my favorite things about the jewelry. It really is.
You.
So it's beautiful.
Thank you so much. And then I think one thing before we go into the styling, when we were chatting on the phone, I think it was a couple weeks ago, and you were sharing the story of you using the jack, and you were going to New York with your kids. And I think one of them may have spilled something on it.
Oh, yeah.
And I love your attitude. And I think that's what our attitude is with that broken in leather is like, well, we kind of screwed it up for you already.
Yeah.
So just go for it. Like, wear it, love it, and it's going to get better with time. You know, like, it'll start darkening up and it becomes your own thing and it becomes your story. And so, yeah, would you mind sharing your, I loved your sort of outlook on what luxury means. And I really do resonate with that.
Yeah, yeah. So this bag is so stunning, and I was so excited to get it, and it's this beautiful broken in, like, squishy leather bag. I think it was the first time I took it out. Like, I had taken it out of the box. We were going to lunch as a family, and one of my girls, they had apple juice with like lids, and we were getting up to go quickly, and she put the lid on and put it in my bag, but the lid wasn't, and I didn't realize, and the lid wasn't screwed on all the way. So then,
oh my God.
10 minutes later, I look and I'm like, what is wet? And I look and there's apple juice in my bag. And so you can imagine, this is a nice bag, and I was like, oh my, it was a little heartbreaking. But then I was like, like, and people ask me this sometimes, like, how do you keep things looking nice? Like, how do you have nice things with kids and that kind of thing? And I just feel like the things that you have are meant to be used, and you're like, what is the fun of not living in the things that you love? And if that's an expensive something, or if that's a really nice quality something, wear it and use it and enjoy it, and inevitably something's gonna happen to it. And it's just I'm not gonna worry. I'm gonna do my best to take care of my things, but I'm not gonna do it at the expense of the joy of using that thing. Like,
love that.
I'm not gonna be so worried about spilling something on the bag that I don't take the bag to lunch with my family, like that kind of thing. So I did my best to clean it off, and I set it out in the sun and let it dry, and it's fine. And that is the beauty of this particular bag, and this broken in leather too, like you said, is that
it's so easy.
You already ripped the Band-Aid off for us a little bit. So you don't have to worry about that as much. It's like, okay, the first scratch has been made already, and anything else is just gonna, like, add to the patina of the bag, and like
I love that.
Like the story of the bag.
It's so good. Thank you so much for sharing that. I think it's like, it's so interesting, because I was listening to this podcast, and there was this rice cooker thing that this, woman was talking about. And she was sharing the story of, like, what that means to her and all the memories she has of that object. And I feel like with the bags, it's the same thing sometimes, the ones that you carry a lot. As you look at it through time, I think it's one of those things that can tell a real story. So I love that it started like that, and then it'll just continue on. And each little mark or each little crazy thing, it'll be like that day or whatever that happened. And I think it just becomes a story. And I really love that. It's so beautiful. All right, Matt's waving. Yes?
Lotus SP4 says, I am fully living that message as of late with all my Parker Thatch bags. They don't need to be perfect.
Yes, I love that. Life's not perfect.
Yeah. And I just feel like, I feel like this is how I feel about, and I feel like the older you get too, it's like you realize, okay, what do you want to spend your energy on, and what do you not? Like, what do you have bandwidth for, and what do you not? And for me, like, whether it's my bag or my couch or my skin or anything, it's like, I want to take the best care of that I can, but I'm not going to do that I'm not going to let that take over to where I'm all I'm doing is worrying about it and not like just enjoying it.
I
Like, so I,
love that.
yeah.
And by the way, I love your skin things that you do. So everyone who's watching, when we're done, you should follow Heather. Is it Heather M. Summers?
Heather M.
Obviously,
Summers,
right?
yep.
Yes.
And you do these cool things of like you put makeup on. Do you have long hair before and then you cut it, or was it always
I cut
right?
it recently. It's always been pretty short, but I did
Like
recently
shorter.
top it. Yeah.
And I love how you share it, and then you have your like, it takes 5 minutes to do whatever, and I'm like, oh, okay, I could, because I'm really bad with makeup. So I thank you for those tips because they're really good and they're really fast. So thank you.
Oh,
I love them.
thanks for saying that. It's I enjoy little things to make you feel that make me feel good and are doable. So if that can be helpful to anybody, I'm glad to hear that it is. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so let's try. I would love for you to just show us a little bit of styling, because I think everyone's always like, they're okay, I'm sick of you, Irene, with your they know what I'm wearing every time. So I would love to bring in a little another flavor. So would you mind just sharing with the Jack bag or one of those bags you have, how do you style certain things, I guess? I would love to know.
Yeah, for sure. I'm happy to share. The thing about all of your bags is I feel like they are obviously this bag is not a neutral, right? But I feel like you do such a good job with the colors that you choose that they do pair really well with a lot of different things. The tone, this is one of my favorite bags that I own ever.
Love that bag on you.
And this bag, I think it broke my DMs. I really do. Like the first time I carried it, people were like, where is this bag from? But I like it because I feel like it's almost a neutral in its own weird way.
Yeah.
So I took this today, I just came home right before this from picking up my kids from school. And this is what I wore to pick them up. So I took this bag. I'll take a step back so you can maybe see a little bit better if that's helpful. So I am wearing the pebble necklace, which I love. And this one has the green cord, which is also fun. I feel like green also serves as a neutral in my mind.
Yeah.
And then the bangle. And then I didn't wear any other jewelry. I might need to move this.
No, we can see you. This is awesome.
So I'm not wearing any other jewelry. I kind of just let that be it. And then I have this, I feel like this color pairs really nicely with these colors. This is almost like a burgundy color.
Yeah.
And so, and then this beautiful tan, which I love. It's so unique in that way, but I just think that it looks really nice with this color. And then I paired it with these little black flip-flops, which I'm kind of always wearing these days, and then black sunglasses. So it's kind of a lot of different things going on, but I tried to keep it somewhat simple. And typically I'm not a big pattern person with my clothing.
Yeah.
So I think it's really fun. I just like basics and plain things. I feel like they work really well together too. They're easy to mix and match. And so having something like this is super fun. To just add in a white t-shirt, and I wore this recently with a white t-shirt and white linen pants and some clogs, just some brown clogs.
So cute.
And yeah, so this is what I wore today going to pick up the kids from school. And then I am, if you're anything like me and you use different bags, I'm always switching things from bag to bag. And I don't know how many times I've left my wallet behind and been like, oh no, I don't have my license. So I have started using a small bag, and just putting it in every bag that I carry for that day. So today I brought this inside this one.
So
just
good.
to serve as kind of my little pouch, and it has my wallet and my mints and my keys and my hair clips.
So
and
good.
And this bag is so fun because it's great obviously on its own. I also love it with this color too.
Love it with that color. It's such a great pop of color against that color.
And that's the fun thing too, is say we were going out for a date night tonight or something. I
Yeah.
could just take this, like take this out of my other one and
Love
throw
it.
on maybe some different shoes. And I'm, like
I
maybe
am so
a kid's heel
with
or
you.
something.
I love that bag so much because it's so a little soft and
It
squishy,
is.
but it's like it's so good because you could if you have your kids that are running around, you need to be hands free. You could just throw it on as a crossbody, but then it's just nice and flat and long, so you could take it out as a like you said, like take it out at night and it looks dressed.
I love it.
So
It's really versatile,
so
and
good.
I love that it's small enough in a pinch to just throw it like put it in this one and run out the door, and then or it's beautiful on its own too.
I
I
love it.
think this shade of red is so beautiful, and it's not too red. Like it's not. It's just you nailed the shade of it, and so I
Oh,
think with that it pairs so well with so many things because of the shade of red that it is.
I love that you say that. Red
I
is so hard, by the way. Red is such a hard color to nail because sometimes it's just way too red and you're like, whoa. Or else it gets kind of dark and it looks like, ugh. So it just, that color is a great, almost weird neutral also. So thank you so much for loving that red
I
color.
I love it. I wore this. I took this bag last weekend out to my kids had a musical theater show that we went to, and I wore this with like a light blue. Let me grab this. It was like a light blue. It was not this top, but this color
Pretty.
can kind of show you like I love these colors together. This is
I
like a
love
baby
those
blue,
colors.
but I wore it with like a. It's not clean at the moment, but I wore it with a button down like this. It's kind of
Okay.
oversized, like a light blue and a light wash jean.
Oh,
So kind
so
of
cute.
similar colors. And I just thought that it looked really beautiful with like a light kind of French blue.
I love that. I
So
love the light blue with the red. I think that's so, it's so beautiful. I just love that.
I,
Oh, that's so great.
it's a good combination. And this one too, I've gotten quite a few questions because this one might be trickier to style. I mean, it obviously it's louder than a plain bag in
Yeah.
the best way. And another color that I think looks really good with this is like a butter yellow.
Ooh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
I even love I grabbed this. I just think that this butter yellow looks
Oh,
like
so
just
pretty.
looks so nice
I
together.
love that's so elegant. I love
And
that so.
it's just really lovely, I think, with a buttery yellow. I
Oh,
think it kind of picks up the tones of like this beautiful tan.
so good.
Um, and then
That's
like
so
throw
good.
on with this, I would even like throw in a
I
red
love-
like a red shoe or something fun. Like
So pretty.
yeah,
I love
just
that.
kind of like fun,
So
fun
good.
tones. But I love a butter yellow with this one.
I
I
love
think it's really beautiful.
that is amazing. So you already gave us all these tips. This is awesome. I love it.
And this one, I mean, this one just goes with everything. This is like the holy grail bag. It is just one way that I've been carrying this one, if I don't have it stuffed to the brim with like wipes and all those things, I really like to just carry it.
That
Like,
is so cool looking.
I just think it looks very chic, and I love that
Yes.
it's like floppy, and
Oh,
I just think it
love
looks
that.
great when you just kind of carry it like that. But
That
then
is
obviously
amazing.
this bag, I brought this. We went to New York for spring break, and this is the only bag I brought because we tried to pack really light, and I was not at one point ever wishing I had a different bag with me. It
That's
just like checked all the boxes, and like if you're looking to start with one bag, I would say start with this one. It is fantastic. I love it so much.
Thank you, Heather. Oh my God, this is so fun. Thank you so much. I swear to God, this is so fun, and I wish like I wish we could go into your house like
I
and see
know.
what else you got.
Next time we'll just have to like do it over coffee and
Yeah.
be in person.
Yes,
Would
I
love.
love this.
Yeah.
This is like so fun, and I'm so grateful to you that you were like, okay, I think I'll do this. This is weird, but I think it's just so fun, and it's just like an insight to someone who I love your style, and I feel like you really are it's just everything you do is so effortless, but so you're so thoughtful about it, and I think that's really comes through. And I just hope everyone follows you just to like kind of see what you do, and it's so authentic. And I really like there's so many people out there these days, but there's very few I find that are like so authentic like you. And I really am grateful to you. Like, thank you.
Thank you.
You give me joy when it shows up, your thing comes up.
Thank you,
So
Irene. That really means a lot. I really appreciate that. And like one of the, something I say all the time is the best part about doing any of this content creations, social media stuff is just getting to meet people and getting to connect with amazing people and brands. And it's such a joy to be able to do that. So thank you for having me and letting me ooh and ah about your bags. And
oh my God, so grateful to you.
Likewise.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a great weekend.
Thank you, Irene. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.